Hello, everyone. Welcome to Elektor webinars. Today, we're going to have a very special topic, our labs platform, how to explore, post, and get expert opinions on our labs platform. My name is Saad Imtiaz. I'm a senior engineer at Elektor, and today I have my colleague joining with me, Jean-Francois from France. Jean, say hello to our.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Jean-Francois Simon or Simon, and I recently joined the Elektor team at the end of August as an engineer, and I'm really excited to be there. I'm interested in many fields of electronics, circuit design, test and measurement, microcontrollers. So I guess we'll see each other many times in the future. I'm excited. Thank you, Sad.
Okay. So today, as I said before, we'll be exploring the labs platform. We'll be talking about how it works. As you all know, it's a community hub, and you can share all your projects in any stage or any form over here. But before we dive into it, I would like to know, have you guys been using our labs platform in the past?
So maybe you can take a minute to vote right
Yeah.
now, and then we will have a look at the results.
Sure, of course. And also, just a side note, we published our new magazine today, the November-December edition, which is a collaboration with Expressive Systems. So please do check that out as well.
All right, what do we have else? And the November-December edition is out also. There's lots of interesting articles, but that's not the topic for today. We will focus on the labs platform. Let's see how the vote is going.
Yes, I think a lot of people are not aware of our labs platform, and that's why we are taking this webinar today, so people can familiarize themselves for this. Okay. All right, so let's move on in the presentation. So as I mentioned before, it's a massive community hub where electronics makers, electronics engineers, makers, tech enthusiasts join hands, share their projects, share their ideas, and collaborate on various projects. Also, as you're sharing your project, you're actually showcasing your projects, and also there are some projects which include some instruction and resources in order to build something different, something amazing. Also, some of the lab plan for your projects are handpicked by one of our editorial teams, and I'm gonna cover that later, which gets featured in our Elektor magazine. And also, throughout the year, we have these events and competitions in which a lot of people participate, and the projects they made to compete in these events are also shared here on our labs platform. Okay, so today we will be posting a live demo. Jean-Francois will be telling you guys how to use our uh, lab platform. So Jan.
Yeah, thank you. I will make a little demo. I will share my screen and show you around the homepage of the labs platform, and we'll create a project together so you can see it's really easy. So the address is here, elektormagazine.com/labs. So by the way, these links and slides will be available afterwards. So I will share my screen now, and then I will turn off the camera to improve the bandwidth. Let's see, it should work. So you can begin by going to the address that I just mentioned. Here we are, and it says the labs platform. So if you prefer to come from the Elektor homepage, you also have a link here, projects, and then projects platform. So here you can see the most recent projects. There are many of them. EC11 rotary encoder, leak detector, walkie-talkie. There are many projects, so you can go back in time and have a look through the pages. There are about 1,800 projects by about 700 different authors, I think. But we will explore that later. For now, let's show how to create a project. It's really easy. So here you have a button, create a new project. So you can click on it, and it will ask for a login. You must create an account first, but it's free and it's really quick to do. So you can click here and fill in your details, and then you create an account. Once you do that, you can click the button again and log in. There is a slight delay. Here we are logged in, perfect. And then I click on create a new project again. And here, this is your personal page for the labs platform. So it's called My Lab. So here you have your nickname. You can edit it if you want. You can edit it. You can choose a nickname when you create your account, but you can also change it later. Such as now, you can write a little biography of yourself if you want. Here, you can also include a profile picture if you wish. Here, and also you can link in your social media accounts here, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, etc., etc. If you want to have a look at how it looks from the outside as a visitor, you can toggle this switch to view your profile as the viewers from the web will see it. And then if I scroll down, I can see my projects, and this part is empty because I don't have any projects yet. So let's create one. So this button here, add project, let's click on it. And here we have a little frame, and it's really quite simple. There are different fields. So first field is the title. It's quite important to find a good title to describe your project, because sometimes there are some a bit obscure titles that can get a bit confusing. So I will put in a title here. Let's go. ESP32 clock. And then teaser. Teaser is the first bit of text that people will see about your project. So it can be a good idea to give it a bit of thought and to make it compelling and to be intriguing, so that people do want to click. So here I will put some fake text instead. You can also add a project image here. So the same as for the teaser is the first image that people will see. So you can choose a good image. You can just drop it on here. And then you can scroll down and you see description. Here it is only text, but you can describe your project as best as you can. And you can always add more details later. So if you are not very inspired for the moment, that's fine. Let's put some text. So then you can you have some editing functions for the text. You can put links, etc. And the goal is to put as much information as possible, and to put everything that is needed to replicate your project, such as PCB design files, code, schematics, pictures, etc. And you can add all that in the attachments here. So it's highly recommended to do that, so that people can follow along easily. And you can also add a link to a YouTube video, for example, here. And then when you're finished, you will click on Save Project here at the bottom. But first, before that, I want just to briefly mention this drop list here called Contest. So if you are just posting a project for fun and for your enjoyment, you don't need to have a look at that. But if we have a contest running right now, my colleague Saad will talk about it a little bit afterwards. So if you want to participate in the contest with your project, so that the project you are posting is about STMicro products, then you can select here STM32 Wireless Innovation Design Contest. And then there is also this option of a badge, such as Dead End or SOS. And if you click on these badges, then we, with my colleagues in the Elektor team, we will receive a notification, and if you put SOS, for example, we will be able to help you. And finally, we'll talk about this later as well, but this is Jumpstarter. This is an option to help fund your project if you think your project can become a product. Then you can toggle this switch. And the same as for the badge, we will receive a notification and we will evaluate your project and then get in touch with you to look for funding options. I won't do that for now. So let's just prove I'm not a robot. Oh, many motorcycles here. Let's continue. And then save. So here we are. We have a project saved. It's in a draft state, so it's not published yet, but you can log in and log out and work on it a few different times. There is no rush, and you can edit it afterwards. So and when you are happy with the result, you can publish it by clicking here, publish. And if you do that, if it's the first time you are publishing on our platform, then we will have to check that your project is not spam. So it will take a few days, but then it's only a one-time thing, and then you will be able to publish and make as many projects as you want. So let's click on it, publish. And here your project is appearing in your list of projects. So as you can see, it's really easy. You can do it easily yourself. So now that I've done that, I also would like to share with you a few interesting projects that are already on the platform. There are some, so I will continue to share my screen and look at a few projects. So these ones I will not describe in detail, but I highly recommend that you go check them out yourself. So these are projects from the recent years. There is a nice RF power emitter, SDR radio, GPS-assisted frequency reference. These are the number of views. These are all very interesting projects. I also have a similar kind of list for the present year, 2023, with another internet radio and various home automation projects. So you can, these slides will be available. You can have a look at them later. But for today, I will just show you two projects, which are among our favorites, the Raspberry Pi wobulator and the 3-axis CNC machine. So let's go on with the first. So this is a test and measurement instrument. It was designed to help show the frequency response of a circuit. It's sweeping frequencies. And I really like this project because it's the author has gone to the trouble of posting many updates. So it was really an ongoing process, and readers could see the project as it was going. So it was really interesting. And there are also many details and many photos and many schematics. So it's really interesting. I highly recommend you check it out. A few pictures, for example, and measurement results. And by the way, this project was published in the magazine. So we came into contact with the author, and he agreed that we could publish his article. And so we made a proper contract with him. And in the end, the article was published. I will show it briefly here, the PDF version of this article. So it was a few years back, so the layout has changed a little bit since, but you get the point. So it's a really nice article and a nice project, very detailed. The second project is a CNC machine, because everyone loves CNC, right? So this person has built a really nice looking CNC, and the description is really thorough. Many details, many pictures that you can see at the bottom. And the build quality of this project is really great. So that's very inspiring. The pictures are really good quality, and that in the end, we have a really nice looking CNC. So go check out this project as well. And I think I covered this part. So I think we can go back to the presentation.
All right. That was a nice demonstration, Jean-Francois. Okay, before we move forward, I would like everyone to know about our SD microelectronics contest. You can enter now by the link given below. And also, if you don't, you can make a project powered by an STM32. If you don't have one, we're willing to ship you one, but first you need to enter into the contest. Okay. And would you like to tell everyone about our how people their projects published in the magazine?
Yeah, sure. So there is a little particularity about our labs platform compared to other similar platforms such as Hackaday or Hackster.io. It's that by publishing your project in labs, Elektor Labs, you can that can be a path to being published in Elektor Magazine. So every 2 or 3 weeks with the Elektor team, we meet and we look at all the projects that were published on the labs platform, and we look for the most interesting ones, the most intriguing ones, and then we contact the authors and we ask them always if they want to be published. So of course we don't steal anyone's work. It's always a nice agreement. We make a proper contract with people, and project authors get a small compensation for writing the article. So it can be really interesting if you want to give your project a broader audience. Then you can be published in the magazine. And of course, if you would like to publish a project on Labs platform but you don't want to be published, that's not a problem. We will not force you. And also, if you would like to be published in Elektor Magazine but you would rather not making a project on Elektor Labs, that's fine too. You can still send your project ideas by email at editor@elektor.com. And now maybe you can say a few words about our funding system, Saad.
Yes, sure. Yes, so we have a Elektor Jumpstarter, which essentially is that we, if you think that your project has the potential to become a product, we actually help you with a crowdfunding campaign. So as Jean-Francois explained, when you're submitting your project, there is a toggle button which says Jumpstarter, and you just essentially toggle it, and our team will reach out to you, whether to mitigate the facts that, okay, yeah, you have a great project, now let's move on to the product. We will show it to the community people will be backing it, and of course it will be 100% backed by the community, and if people love your project, of course they will support it, and the pledges received by the community will be of course used to take your project to a product. And after, yeah, when we receive the we reach the funding goals, and of course it's a happy ending for everyone, that and a success story for you, that you successfully created your product. And now I believe Jean-Francois will be talking about what type of project should you be posting.
Yeah, exactly. Once you have all seen that it's really easy to create a new project, and it's quite fun to look at all the existing projects. So why not give it a try yourself? It can be highly motivational to be on the Elektor website, and maybe you have some mostly finished projects or maybe unfinished projects that you want to share with the world. So give it a try. it doesn't have to be perfect. The description doesn't have to be perfect English. We are all a little bit different. It's fine. We are an international community, and it's all about the joy of sharing your project and sharing your passion for electronics. So I highly recommend that you post a new project if you can. It can be really rewarding, and maybe you get published in the magazine. So
Yes.
that was that, and I think we have something special for you. Maybe Saad, you can say a few words
Yes,
about it.
sure. Yeah, before I move on to that, I would like to tell everyone that any type of project, without any hesitation, you can upload, whether it's electronic, small circuit, big circuit, huge, system, automation project. We welcome any type of project in any stage, whether it's very temporary or very initial stage of your project, or very final stage, or in the middle. We do welcome everyone. And of course, as Jan explained, that if English is not your first language, or not your perfect, like myself, I don't have Oxford level English, you can still just write down your ideas in any language you want, and
Yeah, exactly.
you're all welcome. Yeah.
We even have
Okay,
articles
so
in French and German, so it's fine.
yeah. And also, it's giveaway time now. Christmas came early. We have a giveaway for you guys. You can simply click the button, click the link above, saying "Get it now." And for our current members, we have a €10 Electro Store voucher for you guys. And the people who are not our members right now, they can enjoy a green membership trial where you can see almost all the editions of Elektor Magazine in electronic form or digital form.
Yeah, that's a really nice gift. And it's open to anyone attending this webinar, so feel free to click on the link.
Yes. All right. Let's move on to the Q&A session. I see you guys have lots of questions, and our editor-in-chief, Jens Nickel, is also in the chat and will be also answering your questions along the way.
So let's have a look at the questions. Hello. Q&A mode. Oh, we have many different countries here. That's nice.
Okay, so what type of topics can be so any topic can be posted as a project, whether it's electronics, embedded systems, digital analog electronics, any type of electronics project can be posted. Um, Everyone is welcome. Do I
That's a
always
good
get a
question.
comment? Yes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's about the Jumpstarter and toggle switch. It's we always look at it. If you toggle the switch, we will always look at your project and evaluate if it's a good idea for a product. And it's not specifically for Elektor's interest; it's for everyone's interest.
We have a set of tools that you prefer authors to use: PCB layout, schematic editor. Yes, we do. And no, we don't as well. So
Yeah, that's
we,
an interesting question.
yes. So everyone is encouraged to use any type of PCB layout tool or PCB layout software to design their PCB or make their schematic. But we prefer that, as you were sharing it with a lot of people, we would like to use open source software. So KiCad is a really good example. You can make your schematic on it, and also your PCB layout, so everyone can replicate, or if he wants to edit, make some changes, he can easily do that.
Yeah, we so as you said, we would recommend KiCad, but if you want to use another tool, that's not a problem. We can understand, and you can still use it. Yeah, sure. Project files are downloadable with a free account, and that's one of the main benefits of creating an account. then you can get all the information about the projects that are on the platform. Space limit, I don't think there is. I think we have a huge database, and I've never seen one project which didn't fit. So I don't know. I would have to ask my colleagues about this, but if there is a limit, it's really high. So you can post big projects with lots of text and images, no problem.
I think that's pretty much it. Everyone is welcome to ask any question. If you have any comment about the last platform, if you want to learn more about it, everyone is happy to drop a question.
I think we have one or two more questions.
Yes. Can I post a project update? Of course. So you will go and, as Jean showed a project, Devobulator, and he posted a lot of updates with the tag. And yes, you can uh, add more to your project as an update. Maybe make a new heading. Okay, project update V2, and everyone can do that.
Yes, actually, the author of the Wobulator project just added his updates in the text by writing update. But there is also a special function to do that. You can really post an update, and it will appear as a comment, and then people who are following the project will receive a notification, and that's the preferred way to do it. Another question: how much do you pay for published projects? And that's a good question, but that can depend on the project. If it's a really small circuit for the summer edition, or if it's a really advanced project that's 5 or 6 pages, that will be different, but it's about a few €100.
And yes, we pay it. We pay for the publication, so for the article, not for the project. Just wanted to point that out. And before we take another question, I would take some time to talk about the Jumpstart project. So there are two Jumpstart projects which were really successful. One of them were the LCR meter, and the other one was Fortissimo. And these both were projects, and our team helped work with these guys to develop this project into a product. So definitely check that out as well.
Yes, thank you. We also have another interesting question here. Are the previous Elektor webcasts posted online? Yes, they are. You can check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/elektortv, and the link will be in the description. So then you can find all our videos and webinars. So don't miss them. Another question: is using the SOS badge the only way to get assistance? No, it's one way, but with the SOS badge, you will get assistance from the Elektor team. But you can also ask us for assistance in your project itself, and you will get some comments from other members that maybe we would like to help you.
Elektor Magazine promotion for free is starting from which issue? I believe the latest one we have is the November December edition, but with a collaboration with Expressive Systems. I think you also will be able to view the past editions as well with the green membership. I think we have one last question. Can I post a project idea and ask for the community help and suggestions? And yes, of course, you can post your project idea. And we have a very active community which help you with your project. And some of the projects include, I think, hundreds of comments, and a lot of collaboration has been going on in some of them. So yes, we do. And I think that's wraps all up. And thank you for joining. And it was great having you, everyone. and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you so much for participating, and don't miss our content on our website elektormagazine.com and our YouTube channel. And for you guys who clicked on the Christmas present, enjoy your free membership, and see you next time. Thank you again.